Okay, the Broncos had a couple of receivers that are now no longer in the mix. Tim Patrick, for the second straight year, a training camp injury that knocks him out for the season. He goes from an ACL last year to a complete tear of the Achilles yesterday. Again, it happens when you have football practice. It's one of the injuries that the guys who are out there cutting and making the sudden movements, that's where that tendon, it seems like a very delicate part of the body, and it can go, and it went. And now Tim Patrick, done for the year for the Denver Broncos, Chris.
Yeah, that stinks for Tim Patrick. I mean, he's a hell of a player. He really is. You know, it's unfortunate he had the injury last year, and it's just unfortunate we see this so much in sports in general. You know, guy bounces back from a serious injury, but another serious injury occurs because they've had to overcompensate or something's still not working the right way. And, that's a tough one for Tim Patrick and of course, Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. He's big. He's a good route runner. He's one of those guys when he's covered, he's still not covered, and he can separate. So that's one less weapon. It's not a killer to their football team, but certainly hurts. They got Cortland Sutton. They got Judy. You know, they drafted a Marvin Mims. But, yeah, Tim Patrick, he was going to be a big part of that offense. That's where it hurts him.
Also for the Denver Broncos, without Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler stepping away from the game for treatment of pericarditis, a heart issue, on the non-football injury list. Actually waived by the Denver Broncos was KJ Hamler. So they're down 2 receivers in one fell swoop. It just shows you how quickly a depth chart can change and how quickly a need can arise for the free agents that are out there still waiting for an opportunity. Plenty of names at every position just waiting for that phone call. Once we get into training camp, this is the kind of stuff that will happen that will create an opportunity for someone who's currently waiting for that call, Chris.
Exactly right. And, you know, Sean Payton's smart too. You know, he doesn't put all his eggs in one basket. He's got some guys that have been in the system before. Marquez Callaway's there, right? So I know how to do the Tim Patrick role, right? Even little Jordan Humphrey, who's been around the NFL a little bit, he spent some time with the Saints. So he's got some guys that way. And then you see if the rookies can pop up too. And then, you know, like you said, you assess that and see how that goes over the next few weeks. And if there's a receiver out in the street or somebody else that you go, okay, wait, I don't trust these young guys, or this guy's not made to do that, we need somebody else, then they'll do that and dive into that. But, you know, as it stands right now, it stinks for Tim Patrick. He certainly was going to have a big role in the offense, but I don't think I don't look at it as a game breaker, at least for the Denver Broncos. I still think Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton were always going to be targets number 1 and 2, and that'll continue here as long as they stay healthy.
One thing I've been curious about with Peyton, as we get closer to week 1, and as the Saints move toward trimming down their roster, will there be guys that maybe the Saints are ready to move on from that were Peyton guys that Peyton will trade for, right? Just, you know, low-round pick to get one of the guys that would have otherwise passed through waivers and maybe he couldn't have gotten. But I've been keeping my eye on the possibility of transactions between the Broncos and the Saints as the Saints come to conclusions about guys that maybe they just don't see fitting anymore, but that Peyton would welcome because he feels a certain way about them that maybe the people in New Orleans who are still there don't.
Yeah. I certainly would have my eye out for that too. You know, right? And what else does it do, Mike, right? Just like, you know, it like Marquez Callaway probably does. You get a few guys from your old regime. It helps to start this new culture here. You know, we got a linebacker from the Saints. Now the linebacker, you know, he could tell the other, hey, expect this. Sean's going to go in the meeting today. He's going to be pissed. He's going to be mother effing us. I mean, just whatever it is. They'll be able to, you know, lay the groundwork a little bit for what to expect and how to do things the Sean Payton way. And, yeah, it's good. That's always makes coaches warm and cozy. We see that all the time. And, yeah, I would think he's got his eye on their roster a little bit and some guys he knows that, you know, he knows might fall off cuts when that time comes.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.